Thank you very much for having me.
I have to say, I said this to you before you came on here. I love that name, and it sounds like you may have to change it.
Yeah, I love it too, but yeah, we might have to.
Wampum, I love the spirit of that. So Wampum, it's an e-commerce for all. That's your tagline. Tell me what it is.
So we believe that any business anywhere should be able to accept electronic payments, whether they have banking or not. And without
electronic payments being like
cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, so any form at all, but what we use altcoins or Bitcoin, Litecoin, those kinds of cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
And right now, if you want to take an electronic payment, you have to have a credit card, you have to have a credit card processing agreement. I couldn't just say, I'm Shelly, I'm going to give you $5 for those glasses. I couldn't just give you that
electronically. No, you have to go through a bank.
I could do it like this, like that.
Cash.
But I can't do it electronically. Because
that doesn't really work for the global marketplace.
Right.
Well,
not across the internet, right?
Well, that for sure.
So what this does is Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies are likened to cash. That is, that you can actually transfer ownership of these assets electronically.
Well, so today what's happening, because I mean it's all the rage, obviously we've all read about what's happening with Bitcoin. It's just gone through the roof. All the like products of altcoins that are coming out, everybody's kind of glomming onto what that looks like. And while we get that on the financial side and maybe the market side, what does it mean in practicality? Because today, for instance, Bitcoin is used where, how, and how does that currency, that electronic currency, get transferred into cash so that's spendable for a business to go out and buy products for their business or a consumer to use?
Sure. So really with Wampum, one of the biggest thing that we're trying to do is to bring the technology to the merchants. So
without
at the retail,
without a bank,
with or without. If they have a bank, it works great. If they don't have a bank, it works great.
Okay.
So the beauty of using a cryptocurrency is it's just pure technology based. So it's likened to having a till. So when you go and you pay somebody at the register, they open up a box that has the cash in it. They put their money in. That's their till.
Yep.
They may have multiple individuals running the till.
Sure.
Our system doesn't take possession of any of the funds. The merchant itself is the one who holds the money. We don't hold any money.
You just help transfer it.
We just help them use the existing networks to transfer the money back and forth, so that they can get the ownership of it. And then the clerks can't send the money anywhere. Only the owner can then send the money. And in their case, we would hook them up with an exchange. The exchange would then convert it to US dollars, and then the ACH would deposit into their bank account.
Okay, so there are exchanges here in the United States and all over the world
all over.
that then take the money. It's like I hate to liken it to this because it's probably not fair, but like in Vegas, right? I take my coins and I take it to the teller and they transfer it into cash.
Well, I think it's more like taking your pounds or your euros and converting them to US dollars.
Okay, that's
or it's more like buying something with a credit card that's in euros and having it automatically converted to US dollars.
And then
that's really what's going on. So because with it's really the tokens that you get when you're at a casino are only good in that casino.
Right. And they're just representative of the money. They're not really money.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not official. They're not trying to be a currency. They're trying to just be essentially.
And Bitcoin
script.
It is a currency.
It is a virtual currency.
And then, so how does your software platform work for the merchant? You take a piece of every transaction.
So there's a flat fee. Either they can have like an enterprise lease that gives them unlimited, or there can be like a flat fee per transaction. And the most that we charge in any case is $3. So if you think about that, if you're a business that's accepting something, if let's say your average bill is $500, so you're probably paying between $20 and $30 for that, just for credit card
through
fees.
MasterCard, Visa, et cetera. Yeah.
And then you've got all these compliance issues to deal with and new hardware all the time. If you leverage our software, then at the most you would pay $3.
So how long have you been doing this? This isn't very old.
We just started in January
of last year.
Yeah, so we started in Hawaii, right?
And you started in Hawaii. That's the other part. You started in Hawaii. Your background is IT. Tell me what you did.
So I had a background in IT and e-government and e-commerce.
Okay.
And so for the last 13 years before I started Wampum, I was running the company that had the e-government contract for the state of Hawaii.
Okay.
So we had
living in Hawaii.
Living in Honolulu.
Oh, what a great gig.
It was great. It was great.
How'd you end up here? Why here?
I came up here. I was traveling a lot when we did Wampum, and I was probably doing about 3 trips per month. Yeah, 3 trips. 3 trips per month.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of travel. And so Denver made a lot of sense. Actually, my ex recommended it. And I came up here and I landed and immediately went to Denver Startup Week and was totally blown
Isn't it amazing?
away.
It isn't amazing.
Blown away. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me. We were talking to our last guest. You know, Silicon Valley is all the rage, and that's where all the capital seems to go, and people go there. But I'm telling you, this market is on fire.
It blew my. I said, this is where I should be. Yeah. This is where people are ready to do deals. They're interested in not doing things the same way. And you can see what everybody's trying to do is different, which means you have a lot of failures, but you'll have big successes too. That's what
it's the entrepreneurial spirit really welcomes in other entrepreneurs, right?
Absolutely.
And in this market, and believe me, I talk to a lot of them on the show. They really support each other.
Sure.
I mean, there's such a great community here for wanting everyone to be successful.
Oh, yeah.
Your success is my success. All boats rise. That spirit is alive and well here in the Denver market. So I can see why you chose it. I mean, the weather's not bad either. It sure beats Chicago. My former guest was in Chicago for years and years and years. But I mean, it's a great environment for business.
For sure.
And so you have a partner. You
Sure.
started this with a partner,
Yeah.
Matt.
Matt Skoda. He's
Hi,
in
Matt.
Honolulu. Hey, Matt.
He said great things about you, Matt. He's in Honolulu. Are you going to come out to Denver? Is he coming to Denver?
He might. I don't know. He's working hard. He's doing a lot of. He's the CTO, so he does most of the coding.
I'm not sure I'd come.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can do that gig from Honolulu and have
He was,
a partner here.
he came from Honolulu. He came from New Jersey, so the cold weather and all that he didn't like. So he's kind of pretty happy.
Yeah, I bet he is. So your partner's there. What is his background?
And he's the developer, software developer, did
Okay.
e-commerce systems, worked for the military. He was actually a veteran, Marines and Army.
And so what made you guys sort of jump out from your corporate gig to start this? Because I don't care how great your idea is.
Sure.
Starting a business from scratch is not for the faint of heart. What made you take that step forward?
Well, anyone who's worked with e-commerce has over maybe the last 15, 20 years, experienced lots of hardships. So lots of, and Square and Stripe and these companies that have come out, they've improved things a lot. But when at the end of the day, you pay a percentage of your fees, and let's say somebody's getting a 3% credit card fee, that if they have a 50% markup, now 6%. Of their revenue is going to payment processing. Right, and that's in the best case.
And that goes.
Most are a lot higher than that.
Right.
You've got compliance.
And it impacts the consumer too because prices go up.
Sure,
because
everybody
they
pays
tack
for
it on.
that.
Right, absolutely.
Whether you pay in cash or credit card,
That's
that fee goes on because they're not allowed to increase the fee.
Yeah.
You've also got fraud. So fraud is, back in 2009 really was when it started peaking. Fraud, everybody hears about Target and all the different companies.
Yeah.
And so the credit card industry and credit card technology in general was made to facilitate something. I don't know if you know where it came from, but actually the guy who came up with Diners, the Diners Club card, actually was at a dinner with his business, and he had like 12 or 20 people, I think. He forgot his wallet. And they wouldn't, and so he couldn't write a check. And so he was really embarrassed. The company, the restaurant wouldn't let him, so he had to call his wife to bring his checkbook down so he could pay for it.
So that's how he solved the issue?
That's how. So he came up with this little cardboard card that you signed your name on, and then you have an account that you'd pay every month.
Like an IOU?
And they extended credit. It's exactly the same way credit cards work now, except it was all analog then.
Oh my gosh.
But
if you don't have that little card, if you have it in your wallet and you forget your wallet, you still have the problem.
Sure, that's true.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can't legislate memory.
That's right.
So tell me, the fraud though.
So fraud is huge. Compliance. There's auditors. There's all these different programs they have to be part of. The costs are enormous to everyone, and there's really, it's antiquated technology.
It is.
So we're trying to basically put lipstick on a pig by doing things like the little chips on there and everything. But really, whenever I pay, so if let's say you're the merchant, I'm the customer, and you've got the bank over here, right? So whenever I want to pay, I give you my card. You take all that information down. You pass that information to the bank. It's through the Visa network to the bank, and all these people have to protect your information because all the payment information is right there.
Right.
Right. So So that network has to be extremely secure. It has to be completely proprietary. It's a scary system.
But they're humans.
There are humans involved in the whole
passing
thing.
along the
Or even worse, there's technology that can get
Right.
that people can get access to.
right.
Which is what happens in like a Target.
Right. How is what your software platform is designed to do? How does it mitigate that?
So that's great. Is that cryptocurrency technology? All payments are a push. So in other words, instead of me giving you my credit card and you processing it through your agents, what you do if let's say you're a merchant, you're using Wampum Register, you would display a QR code that would have a location. So this location is a Bitcoin address, just like a URL.
So it goes straight there.
That's unique, and I would send my money directly to you.
That's the till.
That's the till.
So it doesn't come to me.
It comes to, well, the till is running for you.
Okay, but
So
it goes to a secure site straight
to a-
there. It
yeah.
doesn't pass through a bunch of hands.
That's right.
It goes straight into my till.
And that till, only you as the business owner has control of those funds. So when you're ready to take all those funds
Yeah.
together and move it to either an exchange or to a hard wallet or a soft wallet or to anything really.
And so before you came up with this concept and launched it, was anybody doing anything similar to this? Or is there anything similar today?
There's really not a lot that's what we focus on is non-custodial accounts. And by non-custodial, we mean that there's not a third party that has custody of all your funds, like at a bank.
Like a bank.
Like
okay.
a bank, you've got a bank account, and that bank account, you have a contract that they'll allow you to go withdraw money through approved channels when they want you to. Right? And then the federal government enforces that they have to be open on these days and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But
Federal government also backs my money, FDIC.
that's an interesting point. When was the last time you tried to go get them to give you gold or something?
Well, I haven't, and
Yeah.
I haven't had.
They insure the banks. The FDIC insures the banks so that there's an insurance policy that they have on your money up to $250,000 or something, whatever that is. But they don't insure you. They insure your banks.
Oh.
The money that they have
in
your
I
account.
hadn't thought of it that way. Banks always get protected, don't they?
Well, yeah, like
and bailed out.
the bailout. They didn't bail
Yeah.
out. Why not?
I need
They
Sanja
could've-
on here. Sanja, you got to come back and explain this. They
Yeah.
always get protected, and the consumer always pays.
That's right. See,
So-
and this takes the banks out of it. So,
Okay.
so one other thing I realized, and Matt did too, is that with 2008, with the banking crisis and everything, e-commerce as it exists today is 100% dependent on banking. If you can't, as a customer, get banking, you can't participate. If you, as a merchant, can't get banking or have limited banking, like the cannabis industry,
Yeah, right.
you cannot do e-commerce. Not available.
As you know, I don't want to get sidetracked here, but in this environment here in Denver, there are so many cannabis-based businesses whose owners have difficulty buying homes, getting a credit card, just doing the basics because banks will not touch their money.
That's right.
Will your platform help someone like them?
Absolutely. And it will help them. So most of these companies, the cannabis businesses and other industry that have difficulties with banking, what they're really having is they're underbanked.
Yeah.
So they work with one of a few different credit unions who will act as their repository. So they can hire these big guards to go pick up duffel bags full of cash and bring them to the bank and
Talk about
deposit and
antiquated.
hold that.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
can write checks.
Yeah.
But at the
Now that's antiquated.
That's basically takes us back to the old westerns.
Well, exactly.
Right? But the what we'll do is we'll allow them to accept payments electronically at the point of sale as well.
Okay.
So they don't have to have that cash at all, and then they can have that cash go to their credit union.
Have you had discussions with all of these businesses here in Denver?
We're talking
because that is such a ripe area for you.
Since we only moved here in September.
Yeah.
And I've really worked on more trying to get to know the industry more than trying to sell. The last thing I ever want when I'm in a place, if I've lived there, is some guy move into town and say, "Hey, I can solve all your problems because I know all your problems." So we've been taking a much sort of slower approach, trying to understand where they all are. And you've got like Sessions, I think, has just come out with a new thing about the Cole memo and the different memos with cannabis industry.
Yeah.
That will be very interesting.
It will.
And it may eliminate banking for the cannabis industry, the limited banking that
I was
they
going
do
to say it's
have.
hard enough for them now, and
And
that's
if
gone.
that happens-
That's only good for Wampum. It's only good for Wampum. Come on.
It looks potentially very good.
Well, tell me before, and we have so little time. I hope you'll come back.
I'd love to.
But in the meantime, tell me what kinds of customers do you have today? What does that look like a year in?
So a year in. So we had our MVP, which is a minimum viable product, in March.
Okay.
Then we launched our beta in the end of June.
Okay.
And then we had our official launch was in November. We're in Portugal in the Web Summit.
So you're brand new.
And so we're brand new. And so I think about a third of our customers are cannabis related, a third are membership organizations, and then others are like coffee shops. They just want like a boutique reason for people to come in and pay with Bitcoin, which works. We're also looking at charitable industries, so charities, because in the same way as if you hold stock for more than a year, you can then donate that stock to a charity. You don't have to realize that capital gain, but you can get the full credit. So if let's say I bought $100 of Bitcoin in November of last year, I could turn around now and donate that to a charity and get $10,000 tax credit.
That's fantastic.
Because that's worth $10,000 now.
Is that still true with the new tax bill?
Oh yeah, that's still true.
That's fantastic. You know, I don't know if you've spent much time in Boulder, but there's so much entrepreneurial work being done up in Boulder, and they're really cool and they like the new and the hip, and you're new and you're hip, and I'm thinking Wampum is going to do just that. I just love what you're doing.
E-commerce for all.
I really appreciate you coming on. Will you come back?
I will absolutely.
because you're so new. You're not only in the environment here, but your businesses are so brand new. I'd love for you to come back in a few months and tell us how it's going.
Sure.
But
It'd be
call
my pleasure.
on our friends in the cannabis business here, and go up and see our friends up in Boulder, because there's a whole lot going on up there.
Okay.
Thank you
Will
for
do.
coming on. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
a lot.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Carrie Ann's going to kill me. I've gone way over today, and I'm really, really sorry. But gosh, what great guests! I hope that you're able to. If you didn't stick for the whole thing, I hope you're able to go back and rewind and take a look at all this really great information. We're happy to have both these gentlemen, and in our area, we're very fortunate to have a terrific, thriving entrepreneurial spirit in Denver. We don't take it for granted. And those of you who are out there, I think you can gain a lot by reading Sanjay's book and taking a look at Wampum. Although that name's going to change, doggone it.
CryptoWampum.com.
Is it going to be Crypto
It's
Wampum?
It's the website, CryptoWampum.com.
CryptoWampum.com. Did we even have a graphic for his? But it's CryptoWampum.com. Check it out. I'll see you next week. Come on back. Thanks.